Members of the Teleislas authority have issued a communique to the public opinion, considering that we are a few days away from the decision of the International Court of Justice on the claims of Nicaragua against Colombia. The statement makes it clear that they demand respect and guarantees for the right to sovereignty and self-determination.
The letters of the Teleislas Council signed by its president Alberto Gordon and the secretary Walt Hayes state that whatever the decision of the court, the indigenous Teleislas people through the organization and authorities claim before the states of Colombia and Nicaragua with the international community, the states of America, the Inter-American Commission of Human Rights for the respect and guarantees for the human rights to sovereignty and self-determination. This is based on the beginning, refrain, and the direct participation of the Teleislas indigenous people and on the clear violation of their rights to self-determination because this is their natural and ancestral habitat. Likewise, it recalls that this is an extremely important date and of great expectation for the Teleislas people because for the first time we were mentioning the processes by the states in litigation and hopes that the International Court of Justice will take this expectation into consideration.
The community of Guinea's 6th stage and surrounding sectors are meeting with the Governor Everett Hawkins Chagrin together with his cabinet and the Departmental Duma, discussing the needs and concerns that have arisen in this sector.
In the Open Town meeting, the current situation of Carrera 13, its legal and bidding process, as well as issues related to public utilities are discussed.
It is very important that the authority approaches the community. That is good, because that is what must happen when needs arise. As for the solutions that are being proposed, we have to be mature enough to know that they will not happen overnight. The community has to be vigilant and the public councils do their job.
Finally, for the community, it is important to have these spaces with the local administration so they can be heard and that their concerns can be solved for the integral well-being of the department.
And due to the lack of potable water since yesterday, the community of the Perry Hill sector blocked the main road. According to the community, the situation is complex due to the lack of compliance of the service.
The community blocked the main roads of the Perry Hill sector after experiencing the lack of potable water in their homes. The departmental government planned some solutions to this situation.
The departmental government has also arranged with the issue of dry tank trucks for users not connected to the Veolia system. The blockades are illegal.
Inhabitants expressed their arguments why the blockade of the roads and demand solutions.
First, we decided to close down the road because what you know, I don't know how the human name directly, but the company had a proactive, you understand, and the problem we got for a long time, the nothing for a long time, you understand me? And our problem with the next hour, every time they get worse. The people want water, the community want water, and that's why we do out, you understand me? So this thing coming for a long time, you know, we need one solution.
Drivers from nearby sectors also expressed their demands for a solution, although there are those who consider that roadblocks are not the best alternative.
Very rough. I came through this route because it is closer to the house and to observe the situation that the island is experiencing because of the drought. In part, inhabitants here manifesting are right. I see it as critical, but I do not agree with the people regarding the way they proceed to demand or to ask for a little bit of water.
The Secretary of Public Utilities explained that the government has demanded compliance from the company in charge of the water supply, although he clarified that this is due to damages in the network.
On the part of the government, we are here to demand the service provider Veolia to meet the needs of the community as soon as possible. As we have mentioned before, it is the constant damages that do not allow them to comply with their schedules. They are proposing alternatives with water trucks.
And the departmental government, through the Group of Inspection, Surveillance and Sanitary Control of Food and Beverage of the Secretariat of Health, conducted an operation to fish outlets on the island.
In order to ensure the safety and quality of food in the department during the Easter week and in order to reduce the risk of foodborne diseases, on April 7, 2022, an operation was conducted in conjunction with the National Police on 6 fish and/or seafood outlets on the island. According to the findings found during the sanitary inspection, the following results were obtained. 1 establishment out of operation, 5 establishments with favorable concepts with requirements, 2 establishments with food products outside the parameters established in the Sanitary Regulation Law 9 of 1979, Resolution 2674 of 2013, Article 17, numeral 2, Article 31, Paragraph 2, Resolution 5109 of 2005, Article 5, Paragraph 5.5 and 5.6, and Decree 1500 of 2007, Article 42, Paragraph 1, 4, and 5. Canned fruit and carbonated beverages dented can, Non-Compliance Law 9 of 1997, Resolution 2674 of 2013, Article 17, numeral 2. 2. SASIS, no batch, no expiration date, Non-Compliance Law 9 of 1979, Resolution 2674 of 2013, Article 31, Paragraph 2, Resolution 5109 of 2005, Article 5, numeral 5.5, 5.6. Salted meat processed product, no label, no lot, no expiration date, no sanitary registration, weight, manufacturer, brand, product name, etc. Non-Compliance Law 9 of 1979, Decree 1500 of 2002, Article 42, numbers 1, 4, and 5, and Resolution 5109 of 2005, Article 5, numbers 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8. It is worth mentioning that although the operations were focused on the sale of fishery products, comprehensive visits are always conducted where the entire hygienic sanitary infrastructure of the establishments and all the food beverages found therein are inspected.
And in order to ensure the proper handling of food in the department, the local government held a new campaign of training in food.
In the auditorium of the Departmental Archive facilities, a day of socialization in food handling was held, aimed at professionals who seek to provide training on this subject to various establishments on the island. The departmental government, who was in charge of the activity, provided information on compliance with health standards in the archipelago and who can give workshops or courses on these topics.
The INVIMA issued guidelines through a communique which establishes the professional profiles that can offer training plans to food handlers so that the activities are done according to basic knowledge about what it means to handle food sanitarily or hygienically. Among these professionals are food engineers, food chemists, chemical engineers, veterinary doctors, zootechnicians, agro-industrial engineers, microbiologists.
The Health Secretariat indicated that the establishments must train their personnel in food training and comply with all the sanitary regulations, since they have found shortcomings in the visits made by the entity to several businesses.
It has been evidenced many times in the inspection visits that the establishments are not complying with the hygienic conditions of food handling, and therefore we have had to apply many sanitary measures to those establishments because they do not have that knowledge.
The Health Secretariat will continue to give talks and trainings aimed at owners of food establishments and professionals so that they apply the sanitary regulations in their premises. The entity also specified that it will continue with inspections to businesses dedicated to the sale of food products.
The elections for the Departmental Cultural Council were held at the Cultural Center on the Hill.
Yesterday, the election process to complete the Departmental Cultural Council took place, a process that could not be completed during 2021. The Cultural Secretariat, who was in charge of the activity, delivered a report.
Yesterday, April 18th of 2022, the election of the sectors that were pending from last year took place. The sectors of higher education, the Afro-descendant or Black community sector, and the NGO culture sector. The Governor's Office of the Archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Catlina, through the Secretariat Directorate of Culture in charge of the Departmental Council of Culture in order to comply with the provisions of Decree 294 of 2009, Mr. Gilson Beltran was elected for the higher education sector, Mr. Silvia Torres was elected for the Afro-descendant or Black community sector, and Mistress Felipa James Francis was elected for the cultural NGO sector.
The Departmental Culture Council is responsible for leading and advising the local government in the formulation and execution of cultural policies.
The Director General of the Corporation for the Sustainable Development of the Archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina, Arnie Burton Gonzalez, announced to the community the date of the public hearing in order to present the management report of the entity for the fiscal year 2021.
The objective of this hearing, to be held tomorrow, is to present the progress in the fulfillment of the Institutional Action Plan 2020 through 2023 and the performance of the corporation with respect to the 2021 period. The corporation invites the controlled entities, public entities, private companies, the Raisa population, and the community in general to this event that will be held on Wednesday, April 28, 2022 in the auditorium of Waldwin Peterson Bent of the local government of the department, located at Francisco Newbart Avenue, Coral Palace Building from 8:30 a.m. and from 2:30 p.m. in English and Creole under the biosafety protocol defined in accordance with the relevant regulations. Coralina is also inviting the representatives of the controlled entities, different public, private sectors, and non-governmental organizations, the Raisa population, and the community in general who wish to intervene. They can do so through prior registration at Coralina's headquarters in San Andres Island, Coralina's General Secretariat through Coralina's User Service Office, USO, located on Via San Luis Bight, Kilometer 26, second floor, and or through the email audienciapublica@coralina.gov.co, places where the 2021 management report will be available for consultation as of Tuesday, March 19, 2022. Likewise, the 2021 management report will be available for consultation by any of the following means: on the corporation's website www.coralina.gov.co and the Coralina headquarters in San Andres Island.
En el Fondo Nacional del Ahorro nos mueve lo que sueñas. Por eso, desde agosto del 2018 hemos construido un país de propietarios. Es con hechos.
And at this time, we present the indicators of the COVID-19 situation in the department.
For yesterday, April 19, the Ministry of Health reported no cases of COVID-19. That is that the island have maintained 10,193 cases since the beginning of the pandemic. According to data from the Secretariat of Health at the local level, there are 4 active cases, 9,997 recovered, 155 deaths, and the ICU occupancy is at 0%.
And now it's time for sport news with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. A RISAL program that seeks to rescue the cultural tradition and reduce violence with recreation and sport activities.
Seeking to rescue young people from violence by highlighting culture, traditional games, and sports, the departmental government, through its Sports and Social Development Secretariats, initiated recreational and sports activities in the Insular Department. Giuseppe Sams, a professional in physical activity and sports, told us more details.
The idea with this activity was to bring out the children them from schoolhouse and swamp ground. Because we know them that 2 sectors where you see plenty violence maybe by the sector them where they around them. So this PS just fit the right way if we bring them out and do something different. We never do the activity in them sector because we want to make them change from environment. That's why we bring them out of the stadium right here, make them have fun, make them get liquid, play liquid with sport, make some liquid ancestral game, because that was the main idea of this. So we make like one liquid fusion between the ancestral game them and we had in count the no violence, because we know say that that's something where the hit we had in this island right now. We know say nowadays you don't know what will happen tomorrow. So with the here today, with the writers of show them and teach them what are the importance of life, how get together with another people from different sector can go through.
These traditional games are ideal to get young people to stimulate their imagination and become involved in sport, thus avoiding violence, said Sams.
On the other side, after a long break, baseball begins to see improvement in the island players thanks to the continuity of the tournament.
The continuity in baseball programs is beginning to give results since the level of the players has begun to rise as they play with more intensity. The players show their quality by demanding in training and demonstrating it in the games that take place with more continuity in the Wellingworth May Stadium. We spoke to Coach Rafael Batista, who told us.
The
tournament is growing. The boys are competing a little more. They are raising the level. Right now we have a team that is practically riding the first place, which is the town team, where the boys come to work every day and do the little things on the field. The vigor is growing, the boys are growing, so that is what we want for the boys to play, that the boys practice, that they work every day to be able to take baseball in San Andres forward.
The support of the Secretariat of Sport and the Departmental League play an important role to improvement of baseball in the department, said Batista.